you're talking about your job there in the corporate world. You know, you've been able to do your thing in that space. So let's delve into it. You know, what do you do? What is your role, and where are you at in life in that area?
So I'm a data analyst in tech, and I manage. I'm not as entry level. So when I say data analyst, it's normally just for the general population to understand what my job title is. But there's levels to each job role, of course. So if you know, like project manager, I'm sure you can get the senior management and blah blah blah. It goes up director level. So my role sits above a bit higher than the entry, and so I manage a lot of things, including what a typical data analyst would do. But yeah, that's what I do as my day job.
How did you get the role?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. That's
Yeah,
through LinkedIn.
yeah.
And I've heard you speak about it before. It was like there were so many applications that you had to do, but
Yeah.
you know, when people see you being successful in your role, they think, okay, it's a piece of cake. But how long did it actually take you to
Bro,
get
it
one
took
of these
me.
roles?
So I think I finished uni like summer, and then I was like, I don't want to start a day job yet. I want to just enjoy working with like younger people. So I've done JD for the summer, or all the way down to Christmas, and then I was like kept working there, and I didn't have time to apply. And I remember seeing people that also did uni, and then they were like 5 years older than me. They done uni, but they stayed in retail because they got stuck. And I was like, I don't want to be that. I was like, I want to try push for a corporate job because that's what I went for uni for. So that whatever's works for them, that's for them. But for me, I wanted something like a corporate one. So I quit my job I just quit straight. Didn't show up. I was like, nah, because they were being disrespectful. The management was being disrespectful at some point. So then New Year's of 2019, I think I just started applying for jobs every single day. Applied for jobs for 9 months consistently. I applied on LinkedIn. I remember at the time it said I landed 1,000 applications, and that doesn't count like stuff that I've done on Indeed or directly on the company's website as well. So I think I easily did like 2,000 applications within 9 months. Sometimes I was applying so often that when I log on the next day, it was the same jobs. Like there was nothing new. Yeah.
Nearly 2,000 applications is real.
It's mad.
Is
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot to not give up. You know, why do you think? Why do you think it took that many applications? And I don't want to seem like rude in a way, but was it a case of, you know, you're just trying to go for? Was it trying to go for positions that were so senior to what you
No.
are at currently, or it was just trying to land whatever you could?
It was I'm a bit picky, so it's obviously there were some places that reached out and said, your interview, but do a quick Google search. Office looks like some weird location, doesn't look that legit, or something I didn't want to get into. So I was a bit picky, so I could have landed a job earlier, but I knew there was something better. So if you're not as picky, you can land something relatively easy. Well, I could have landed something earlier, you know. There was some times when I'd go through the process. I remember I went with one big business, went through the whole process. They said I did that, and they're gonna get back to me. Didn't get back to me, just ghosted me. Even though they said I passed everything, ghosted me. Made no sense. So there's situations like that happened. There's also figuring out what kind of role I want. You know, I didn't do a placement year at uni. I didn't do a degree apprenticeship. I didn't do nothing like that. So I see all these job titles. I don't know what they mean. So I'm applying for a bunch of stuff. So I might be able to land that one or not. So those played into effect, like figuring that out. Grad schemes were mad competitive because every graduate is going to apply for a grad scheme because they think that's the way in. But technically, those are more competitive than the regular jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a lot of aspects that went into it. Yeah.
So yeah, but one thing that really stands out to me is that you had the opportunities to go work somewhere else, but it was really about getting the right role and the right company for you. For young people who are looking out for the right role for them, what should they be looking out for? What do you think are some of the key aspects that you want to look for when finding those new jobs?
I'd say try if it's like someone that's also worked there, because the company that my first job was at is under a parent company that owns other ones, and my boys worked in those ones, so I knew it was legit. I knew the structure, and they kind of gave me an insight of what it's like. So that can help you find out if that's perfect for you.
Yeah.
Do a bit of company research, their clients, what they do, check their LinkedIn, check their employees. Stuff like that, what their mission is, their goals, what work they've done, stuff like that. And you can get more sense, their office, their location, you know, is it in central London? That makes it obviously a bit more legit if it's something in like the outskirts or something like that. So those are a few factors that I took into consideration.
Yeah. I think it's important to, because it seems that you do have some people that are very curious about those little bits and bobs. You have that
Yeah.
audience which are trying to learn from you and understand from you. So when you're going into these roles, when you got into that first graduate role, you've obviously, I know that you went through a process of trying out different departments, and then you
Yeah.
found that data analyst was for you. But when you're going into these roles, you've been able to be successful in a short space of time. What do you think that's down to so much? Is it your consistency, or what do you think are some of the main, factors that you implemented to be successful in such a short space of time?
I think it's consistency and always wanting to improve, like in any aspect. If you take that wanting to self-improve into any aspect of your life, then you'll go far. So with my first job, I remember this is my first job. I made mistakes in my first job. I sent emails to like company-wide by accidents. I done stupid stuff, but I learned from it. Like, oh, this and that. Or if I ran out of work, I'd sit there and I didn't do anything because I was like, I don't know what to do. And then my manager would get onto me and I'm like, oh, it's just ask. So then I started learning, like, start asking more work, give me this, that. Looking for opportunities, keep an eye out. Some people stay complacent for what they have, and I never wanted that. So I always boiled it down to two things in a job: whether if you're getting paid fairly, but you're not learning anything new, then you might stay because the money's good, right? Or if you're not getting paid fairly, but you're learning a lot, then that's fair because you're getting knowledge and experience. But if you're not getting either, then it's time to leave
Then it's
because
time to
you're
go.
not getting anything. So why are
Yeah.
you staying there? But people stay for comfort, because they know the people, they know the process. They don't have to worry because if you start a new job, you have to meet new people, you have to do this, you have to expectations. You're on probation, then you got to pass it, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I know people that were, when I started at my first job with them, they're still at that same company, even though it's been like 4.5 years or something.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but it's up to certain people. If I know I got some boys that prefer the comfort, stability, and they know where it is, and that's fine if that's for them. But for me, and if you want to know why I was able to do what I did, then it's seeking discomfort essentially.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's really good to hear from you on that aspect. So when you were in your first role, it seems that you went to another role as well. Is it a case of, do you think jump hopping is good to do at these early stages in your career, or is it something that you should be, very careful of or wary? I'm just trying to put yourself in the feet of someone that's looking to go and do similar to you.
Okay, so if I think when you with your first job, build a foundation first. So like 2 years maybe minimum. Normally people say to stay for at least a year or two.
Yeah.
I say 2 years because you're gonna make the first mistakes. Like me, I sent company wide. Basically, there was one time I had a box of chocolates. Like my brother works in a factory or something like that, and they produce a bunch of chocolates and stuff. So he always brings stuff home. So I brought it to the office, and I wrote an email, and I was like, oh, there's chocolates here for anyone that wants it. I sent it to global. So there was people from China emailing me like, "Where's the chocolate, bro?" I was like, and then someone from like America was like, "Nice." And then I was like, "So you're gonna make mistakes like that, but you won't iron out those mistakes until
Yeah.
you had enough experience realizing like you're gonna do this and that wrong." So like 2 years, I say, is enough buffer time to iron out the stupid uni you into like a young corporate, more professional you. So stuff like that. And job hop, I think. Job hop is if you provide a valid reason to move, whether that's, again, you're not getting enough experience, you're not getting paid fairly, that's okay. Like a company will look at you and think that's understandable. You can also move because you don't align with the company values, you don't see growth for yourself as well. Management, there's no growth, there's no potential. You want to switch in terms of changing the direction of what you want to do. There's many reasons why you can move regularly, and it's not a bad thing because if there's a justified reason, then the employer will be like, "No, that's weird." It has to be a really bad one for them to be like, "You're leaving for that." So
Yeah.